All right, so up next, we shine the spotlight on another incredible woman entrepreneur who's making her mark in small business. My guest, Coco Jackson, is the founder of One Love Smiles. She is a certified teeth whitening and tooth gem technician with over 20 years of dental experience. She's taking her expertise mobile. As you can see, she's taking this podcast right from her car. She's bringing us beauty, confidence directly to her clients with a service that's convenient and is transformative. From sparkling smiles to empowered lives, she's redefining what it means to blend professionalism with personal care. I'm excited to dive into her journey, her hustle, and the heart behind her business. So, if you want to know how we met, it was many years ago through a mutual friend. Over time, our paths have crossed. We've continued to align and volunteer at different events with the Wheaton Sports Solution. And so I'm excited to have her here on this podcast to share her new journey in business and how she's committed to giving back to her clients through brightening their smiles. So, welcome, Coco. Thank you for saying yes to this interview.
Yay, thank you so much. You're amazing. That was an amazing introduction. I appreciate that. First, I want to give it back to you because
I got to hype you up. Everybody got to come visit One Love Smiles.
I got to give it back to you because you are so amazing. Like, you're such an inspiring woman to me. You're inspirational. You do so much. So, just to have you honoring me and to inviting me to your podcast is absolutely amazing. So, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome. So, before we dive into the questions that I have prepared for you, can you share with the listeners what your favorite life quote is? Or some ladies have been sharing their favorite Bible verses. So, whatever's on your mind that you want to share that helps you get through the days.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have been watching your podcast and listening in. So I did hear a couple people previously before me. And to be honest, every day I wake up and I tell myself, I make sure that I know that my inner reality creates the outer form. So I literally
Ooh,
tell myself that every single day. I wake up at 5 a.m. every morning and I have my time with the Lord and I meditate on that right after. So knowing that I'm pouring into myself and feeding myself first is better, it helps me to be able to show the world basically who I am every day. So my inner reality creates my outer form is my definitely my quote every day.
love it. I love it. I love it. Yep, we have to pour into ourselves. Otherwise, we have no room in our cups to give other people that nourishment that we're giving ourselves.
I had to learn that the hard way some time. So that's definitely something I go by every day.
Awesome. So we're going to start with some background about One Love Smile. So what inspired you to transition from 20 years of dental experience to launching your own business?
That's a great question. So I like you said, I've been in dental for over 21 years, starting 22 years soon, next month. I've always wanted to do my own thing once I got into the business and I realized that I was able to branch off, but I always had this fear of others' opinion and what they would think of me and the doctors that I worked for at the time. So I kind of kept pushing this dream back, pushing it back, pushing it back. But in my email in the corner since 2011, it's been teeth whitening business just hanging out, looking at me every single day. So finally, I decided to push that fear to the side and just move forward and start my own business because it gives me so much joy. It sounds so weird. People don't like to be in the mouth. But to have it's such a vulnerable place for others, and when they're there, it is like a therapy session. So, even though the person's not physically talking to me because they can't talk, the energy that we're exchanging is just so amazing to me, and it makes me so happy that I can give them that happiness after the appointment once they've gone through everything. So, that kinda made me wanna push more to being my own entrepreneur and starting my own business and One Love Smiles. So, yeah, that's where it started from.
And then how did you first discover the world of teeth whitening and tooth gems? So I know you've been in the dental industry, but how did you come across the teeth whitening? I know probably at your dentist's office, but the tooth gems. Maybe explain to us how you got into the tooth gems.
So truthfully, the truth gems came from my best friend. May she rest in peace. She passed away. When we were younger, she would always glue diamonds to her teeth, like little nail diamonds. And I used to be so furious. Like, if you don't stop gluing these things to your teeth, and then she's like, it's a thing, and it's a thing. And I've been in dental for so long. I'm like, that's not a thing. But in the professional dental office, they don't really offer those cosmetic things for people. So it is a professional cosmetic thing. So I started to look more into it when she passed, and I'm like, you know what? That is a real thing. So I'm gonna start that. And I wear one to this day on my tooth. I don't know if you can see it, but
Yeah.
there is a tooth gem there. So yeah, I wear this for her every day.
Oh, yeah, both of my boys have them too, and I didn't know it was a thing either until they got them, and I'm like,
Girl.
"What is on your teeth?" And they're like, "Mom, these are tooth gems," and I'm like, "Tooth what?" So, I learned something new too because I had
Yeah,
no
yeah. I
idea.
learned myself too, and I've been in dental, but I've been whitening people's teeth in the dental office, based off of what other people tell me. But again, that's my limited belief. And I had to step out of that box and start learning things for myself.
Yeah, awesome. So, what was the moment when you knew you wanted to turn this into a mobile service? So, I know that you've said you've done teeth whitening in the office working for a dental provider. So, what made you wanted to take this on the road?
Taking it on the road is because people don't go to appointments. It is, but so working in the field, people make these large appointments. They're about an hour and a half out of their time. They don't show up. And it's due to fear or just, not having a ride or, just things kind of getting in the way. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to eliminate those excuses and I'm going to be able to come to you. If you can't make it to me, I'm going to arrive to you and make it comfortable for them in their own home. So it just kind of made me want to make people more comfortable.
Yeah, mobile services are becoming more and more, as you see across different businesses, just for what you're saying, because some people don't drive. They have a fear of driving, or they only have one vehicle, or they just want to be in their own space. So I have a friend who does stretching, and she came to my house and did it. I'll send you her information. So she does mobile. And I was like, I don't want to drive far because she lives far. And she's, well, we can meet somewhere. I have this place that I use. And I was like, And she was like, well, what if I come to your house at this time on this date? Are you down? And she brought all her stuff, all her tools in my living room, and I got my whole stretching on. So, yeah.
Amazing. I love that.
Yep. I'll send you her information after the podcast.
I could definitely use it.
So now we're going to focus on your services and your craft. Can you walk us through what a typical mobile appointment looks like? So I know you're preparing for one now. After this interview, you heading to go do a teeth whitening appointment. So what does that look like?
For myself preparing, I just make sure that I have everything that I need, which I pretty much have it already packed up already in a little suitcase with all the necessities, the disposable things that I need. My light, I make sure I bring a light. I bring a chair as well. Some people actually like to lay on their own couch, which is great because I don't have to take out my chair. But if they don't have a space, then I just take out my chair. I walk every patient through everything that I'm doing. As I'm setting up, I kind of talk to them and let them know exactly what I'm putting out and what this is used for and where it's going to go and kind of explain to them how I'm going to make them comfortable. And if they have anything uncomfortable, they let me know so we can kind of take a step back and make sure it's comfortable. Because there are steps to it. It is time consuming a little bit to make sure everything is protected because you could go wrong and do the wrong thing and then it'd be all messed up. But so I take the time out to make sure I walk them through each step by step. So I'm at the park in the car.
That's all right. So can you share with us some of the common misconceptions about teeth whitening or tooth gems in general that you hear of or
Yeah.
that you see?
A lot of people are afraid of teeth whitening just because they hear everything about it. They're like, oh, it's going to mess up my enamel, or it's too sensitive, or it's just difficult to do. Basically, it's too much of my mouth being open. And it is actually not harmful to the enamel if done in the right way, especially with the right material. You can go on Temu or Amazon right now and purchase something, but it's not going to be the right thing for them because there's different materials you want to mix up together sometimes, especially if their enamel is very sensitive, or let's say they have a lot of stains. You want to make sure you're using the right proper percentage of each material that we're using on the bleach. Basically, it's hydrogen peroxide basically that I use, and it's harmful to everyone. So it's basically I have different percentages. So if I can see that it's something that needs more strength, then I'll use the more strength one. If it's not, then I'll use the light one. So a lot of times people are really scared of the sensitivity after, but I have yet to have any experience with anyone that has extremely sensitivity after, excuse me. They might have a little slight just for like a day, just because of them not doing it ever before. It's just like stretching or working out. You're gonna be sore the
Right.
next day. So you got to work through those, the little things to get to the beautiful part.
Right.
basically. But after that day, you're gonna be smiling big. But I have yet to experience too many people that have had any discomfort.
And then how do you ensure safety and quality working outside of a traditional office setting?
So basically, I use everything that a traditional office uses. So you would see everything that a regular dental office would have, except that I have mostly disposable stuff. So I make sure I bring all the proper equipment, disposable things, sterilizing, making sure that I have the proper stuff for that. So I basically literally bring the entire office to you. So there's nothing that's missing. I bring the trash, I bring everything. So they don't have to worry about it not being professional or sterile or clean because literally everything is disposable. It's only used for them and then tossed away.
I love it. So, what has been the most rewarding part of running your mobile teeth whitening business, would you say?
Just the excitement. Wow, like I said earlier, like it just brings me so much joy to have someone, I guess, to walk them through something that is fearful for them and to show them that it's not that scary to get through, and they'll be so much happier after with their smile and their confidence and everything. Just kind of giving that confidence to people. So seeing everyone's confidence after their teeth whitening, that's what gives me so much joy and makes me want to keep doing it.
Well, it's all written all over your face and how big you're smiling. So, if people are not catching on, every question she's answering, she's smiling really big.
But that's fine.
So, as a woman and in business, can you share with us what challenges you faced in this beauty and wellness space and how you've overcome them?
Yeah. So challenges is with my own self, my own mind. My mindset has been one of the most challenging things for myself. So I know that a lot of people and women and in general people experience that negative talk within themselves. So I battled a lot with that. And even to this day I do, but that goes back to my morning time with God and meditating on the word and everything kind of makes me keep moving forward and try to push that negative thought down. So basically, just staying confident and being positive within themselves and then believing in God that He can get you through everything. So if there's any negative doubt or a naysayer, just shove them to the side. And bury all those negative thoughts and just try to be positive. I mean, I listen to podcasts, I listen to motivational speakers all the time, pretty much daily. Even when I'm at work, I have a earbud in my ear, just listening to motivational speakers or books, especially Mel Robbins. She's one of my favorites.
Yes, I love her.
I like listen to the Let Them theory so much right now. It's crazy. So I just basically staying positive, just trying my best in my mindset.
Yeah, shout out to Mel Robbins. I love her let me theory. Let them do whatever they wanna do over there. Who cares? You just
Exactly.
do what's in your area to control and within yourself. Let the other people do whatever they wanna do. Let them talk, say whatever they wanna say, and I'm with you. It's hard to get to that point because I'm one of those people that I always wanna, like, get recognized, and I want people to tell me how good of a job I'm doing, but I had to tell myself, "You already know you're doing a great job," because the impact that the work that you're doing is making, you don't need anyone to come up and say, "Hey, T, you're doing a great job," because it speaks for itself. So I had to start telling myself, I'm not looking for the validation because it's all over. If you look over all over my social media, if you come to my classes, on my podcast, it's there. So I don't need people to tell me. So whether or not you tell me, I'm going to believe that I'm doing great things. So I love that. And I love Mel Robbins. Hopefully she listens to this podcast.
I met her once, actually, in Texas, and I learned the 5 4 3 2 1 rule from her at a seminar one time, and it was amazing. So that's how I got hooked on her.
Oh yeah, she's awesome. So how do you balance being a technician, an entrepreneur, a brand ambassador for all of your own services? So I know if people haven't caught on by now, she's been in dental for over 20 years. She worked at the dental office that my daughter went to. So you're working a full-time job in a dental office. You're doing this job as a mobile teeth whitening technician. How do you balance the two? And also you're a mom. So how does that all work?
And no, all jokes aside, I don't know how I do it. I literally just get up by the grace of God every day, and I make sure I try to plan my day out. I have notebooks and stuff everywhere. I've got my notes in my phone. I've got reminders. So I try my best to just try to pour into everybody, especially my kids, because I don't want to lose them in this crazy world that they're in right now, because they're living a totally different world than we ever experienced. So I just wake up and try to maintain that daily. I literally just go day by day.
I know some people say they take it hour by hour. I mean, if that's what you got to do to get through.
Literally, I can go with that. I can vouch for that. I understand that hour by hour because I literally took a kid to practice, dropped him off, picked him up, got home. I went home, got dressed, packed up my car, get ready to do this, and now I'm gonna do a mobile whitening. Then I'm gonna go home. It's my son's birthday today. He's 19.
Happy birthday.
So I'm like, I am all over the place, but I just keep smiling through it and just keep believing in God.
Yep. The smiles will get us through the day. I know some people think that's silly, but if you wake up smiling and tell yourself today is going to be a great day, it's just literally takes you 2 seconds.
It does. A little meditation, we're good.
So now we're going to talk about branding and connection. So I know that you're all over social media. You have your One Love Smiles, Instagram. How has the social media aspect helped to grow your business?
Already had a platform before I started my One Love Smiles. So I believe that my own part platform with just my fitness, because I am a certified personal trainer too. So I'm like all over the place. So I started with my fitness page and like my family page. And that kind of like just grew into my following on Instagram for my business page. So basically, all my people on my personal page kind of like just kind of trickled over to the business page. Branding was kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie, for whitening, just because people see me and they're like, "You already work at a dental office, so what do you mean it's their business?" I'm like, "No, this is my business. It's not the doctor that I work for. It is actually Coco Jackson's business." So I had to like really work hard on separating myself from the dental office and then me, or One Love Smiles. So that's I'm actually still kind of battling and making that brand. So I'm still working on that right now.
It's a work in progress. I hear you on that. So while we're on branding, I'm gonna put this out here because I already told you on the private message. Branding includes your own shirts. So you go into that mobile appointment with that black shirt on, and it should be reading "One Love Smiles,"
I do
ma'am.
need to get some brand. We talked about it. I need something on my car. I need a car decal. Like there's
Yes.
I need. So I'm literally still growing as an entrepreneur in this business. But I love every step and I love all the people giving me their feedback and stuff. But I definitely so I put this on for you, my dear. I'm actually about
That's for me.
to put a scrub top on. But
We
I do
gonna work on the branding.
yeah, I need a brand. I need to put a brand on my scrub tops. I need to brand my car because people see me and I'm like, I literally smile at everybody. So if they see me smile and they look down and see my name, then I need, the brand. I need to get it together.
Yeah, even if you just get a little thing, like you said, on the scrub tops, just something small.
Yeah, I definitely need to do that. So I appreciate you and I will be in your business.
So, what advice could you give to someone listening who wants to start a beauty industry business, like a small business in beauty, whether it's teeth whitening, lashes, makeup? What advice would you give as a new business owner in this space?
Say do the research. If your heart is in it, do the research on it. Make sure you know what you're doing before you step into it. And just make sure that you don't let the negative people doubt you or make you doubt yourself, I should say. Your research and what was this? Sorry, from the beginning.
That's okay. Just what any advice that you get want to give for them that's starting into this industry. So you said research. What's something else that you
Making
think
sure
they
you
should
don't
do?
let the naysayers come in and just start. Just start. If your heart is on it and you think that the industry is too packed with everybody doing it, God would not have put it on your heart if there wasn't enough room for you. So just keep going and keep moving and never stop.
Yes, I love that you brought that up. We talked about that. I don't know who I was talking about, but there's room enough for everybody to grow. And that's something that I had to realize. I've been in corporate America since I was, I don't know how old, 19. I started working when I was 16. And this is all I knew was going to work and working for a company until my husband showed me about the entrepreneur side. And even then, learning how to make the shirts and doing the things, I was like, It's
Right.
people out there that can do it better. Nobody's gonna, we're not gonna be able to get people. And he had his own following, and people that were, getting shirts and stuff. But then when I start doing it, now I have my people, my following, my fitness folks. People are ordering shirts. And so it just gives me so much joy. But like you said, you got to just do it, and whatever's going to come is going to come. And there's room enough for all of us to grow because we all bring something unique and different. Even though I print shirts and the next person may print shirts, they have something that they do on their shirts or hats that maybe I don't do, and vice versa. And just like with your teeth, a mobile teeth whitening experience, there may be other technicians out there, but they may not bring the same thing that One Love Smile brings. So it's all about people's preference, and there's somebody out there. And there's people out there for you. So I just wanted to add, just wanted to add that in there. And then, how do you stay motivated and inspired to keep evolving your brand? So how do you stay motivated to keep expanding and bringing new things, like you said, with the branding? What keeps you motivated to evolve and improve?
People. I see other people's stuff. I don't do exactly what everyone's doing, but to seeing a woman doing her thing and thriving in her business just motivates me to want to do it even more. So it's like going to the gym. If I go to the gym, I see someone working out, like at the treadmill, working hard. I go next to that person because I want to push myself to be just as good as they are. So I do the same thing with motivating myself. I watch other people. I get motivation from that. I get motivation from God. I just literally my kids, just looking at them and I wanting to provide more for them. So I just like get all that motivation from them. There are days that I am not motivated. There are a lot of days that I'm not motivated. And this smile is there, but deep down inside, I'm just like, I'm here. But so
Nope.
there's times that I'm not motivated to do anything, but I try my best to be encouraged by others and just motivate myself daily.
Yeah, I feel you. But like I said, that smile will get you through because there's days I don't want to get up on Saturdays and teach. And I'm like, why did I sign up for this 8:30 class? And then I'm like, get up, smile, you got this. And today one of my students told me never take an espresso before class because I told them, are y'all awake yet? I said, because I got a busy day. I got to teach y'all. I got 2 podcast interviews. I got an engagement dinner. And then tonight when I get home, I gotta do laundry. I said, so I gotta get going. I stopped taking a lot of pre-workout supplements before working out. I just use my own natural energy. But I had bought this Starbucks espresso yesterday. I was gonna drink it yesterday afternoon. I was tired and I was like, no, I gotta get up too early. But I drunk it this morning before class. And he was like, never drink that again because they said, we try to keep up with you. And I said, I told you guys, go at your own pace. But they said if the instructor's going hard, we gotta go hard. I said, "I'm sorry." So, yeah, I just had to smile and do what I had to do to get myself motivated. But once I get there, and once you get there, you interact with the people, all that, whatever, I didn't wanna get up, it goes away. So, but it was funny that
Exactly.
you brought
I
that
was
up.
gonna say that because once you do something like when I don't want to do something, I go do it. By the time I'm done, I'm like, I'm so happy I came. I'm so happy I
Yeah,
did that. I'm so happy I stepped out of my comfort zone. So yeah, I totally get that.
yeah. So, can you share with us a client story that really touched your heart or affirmed your purpose?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't think I've seen that question. You know what? Yes. So I'm actually wearing a bracelet. I have the Pandora charm, and a client gave me this. It says good luck on there, and she gave me this, and it's actually her daughters who actually passed away. So she moved out here from Chicago recently and she came into my dental office and she's just speaking to me and I'm smiling and talking to her and she wouldn't stop looking at my teeth, of course. And so finally she's like, your teeth are so white, baby. Older lady. And I'm like, thank you so much. She's like, I want my teeth so white and my daughter's teeth. She was telling me a story about her daughter's teeth and how they're always so white. And she passed away and she's like, I have dentures. No, not dentures, but she has crowns, veneers.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, I have veneers, they're this color. But a lot of people, one thing that people don't know is they have the crowns. We can still whiten them. Now they won't change from their original white state when they got them, but I can remove stain from those crowns and veneers. And so I was like, I can still come to your house and do your teeth. I can still do it. She was like, no, baby, it's okay. It's okay. A few days later, she finally called me and I went to her home. We whitened her teeth. And girl, when I seen her husband see her, When she got up out of the chair, he said, you got you blinded me, baby. The excitement between them gave me so much joy. Like I gave them back that I didn't give them their connection. They had their connection, but see his joy to see his wife smiling the way she did after losing their daughter made just I started crying. Like I just melted. And then, on top of her giving me something that was from her child. So that was something that really touched me in my heart to see them two connect. A few weeks later I did his teeth.
Yeah, of course, of
Yeah,
course.
he said, I can't take her smiling and blinding me every day, baby. Come back.
God, that's so awesome. All right. So, what's next for One Love Smiles? Are you going to be offering any new services, any collaborations, or what are your goals for the near future for your small business?
My goal is actually start getting out here at these events and start setting up a booth and, letting people know who I am. Cause right now I just have the social platform and then word of mouth and, at my dental office. But my goal is to actually start doing events and getting out there a little bit more and promoting my brand and who I am as a person and what I represent.
Yes, I love it. If you could give one message to women who are thinking about starting their own business, any business, what would that one message be?
It goes back to the mindset still for me because that was the thing that stopped me the most. It's like, just motivating themselves. Don't let anybody stop them and don't let anyone negative beliefs stop them from starting what they want and to be confident in themselves and to know that again, if God put it in your heart to do it, no matter what it is. I have a fear of speaking about my growing up and being in an abusive relationship. So that's something that I'm doing to step out of my comfort zone. So I just want to motivate them to just step out of their comfort zone. Just just get out of that box.
Yes. Now, this question wasn't on the outline that I sent you, but I should have put it on there. So, before we close out today's interview, can you just share something about Coco the person? Anything that you want to share about your personal life, where you're from? I already mentioned you're a mom. Anything else that you want the listeners to know about you?
You knows I'm from Phoenix, but I actually grew up in California. So I grew up in Northern California with my mom, and I didn't come to Arizona until I was a freshman in high school. So I think a lot of people don't know that I actually grew up in California. And then a lot of people don't know my real name. Everyone calls me Coco. I found out my name was Coco I found out my real name, I should say, when I was 5. And when I did turn 5 and someone started calling me my real name, I'm like, "That's not my name." So, a lot of people don't know that my real name is actually Marla. So, I will share that today on your show. So, that's actually something that I'm growing into now as a 40-year-old woman and growing into this entrepreneur life and growing into just developing as a woman. So me growing into the name Marla has been a challenge for me. So that's something a lot of people really don't know about me.
Yeah. And when I asked her, how does she want to be introduced? She said, Coco.
And you know what? I was going to embrace this name when my dad passed because his name is Marlin and I'm Marla. And I was like, oh, I'm going to have this name. It's going to be so great now. I'm so sorry, Dad. I've never been called it, but it just doesn't.
You've been used to Coco, so it doesn't fit.
And so a lot of people don't know my name is Marla. So I guess I can share that with everyone.
Well, I didn't know that you grew up in California either and moved here as a freshman. That's my story. But I grew up in Southern
Oh,
California and I
oh,
moved here my second semester of freshman year. I grew up in the Rialto, San Bernardino area and I started going
wow.
to South Mountain High School second semester of freshman year.
Okay, yeah, I see, I didn't know that either. That's something I
And
didn't know.
that's why I have the Cali tattoo. And some people tell me I can't wear it anymore because I've been in Arizona too long, but I'm gonna always represent.
Yeah, I
I'm
grew
gonna
up in
always represent.
San Jose, California is where I grew up.
Wow, I did not know
Right?
that. See?
Every summer here. So I don't understand, like, all my friends are talking about their beach life and all their things they're getting ready to go do, and here I am going to El Prado Park to go swimming. My freshman year, Cesar Chavez was built, so it was pretty cool to come to Arizona and come to, like, a brand new school, so that was pretty cool. Now I have a son at Chavez, so I'm such a proud champion mother.
Yeah, we had to move from the South Side, so our kids didn't get to go to South Mountain High School like we did, but it's all good. All right, so Coco, I know you gotta get going for your mobile teeth whitening appointment, and I'll be reaching out, for my appointment. I know I've been telling myself to to get on that. But I want to support local, as I always promote for people to support local. There is already a lot of big businesses making all the money and doing all the things. So I try my best to support local where I can. So I'm going to be reaching out to you for that. I appreciate you coming on to share your story and your sparkle and your smile with us today. So Coco's journey is just a reminder that experience, creativity, and courage can come together and build something truly impactful. We heard that in her client testimonial. And if you are ready to brighten your smile or add a little gem to your glow, you can follow Coco on social media, One Love Smiles on Instagram, and book your mobile teeth whitening appointment. So next week, we're going to have our season finale of the Infuse You podcast. Yes, it's time to bring the season to a close. My life is so busy. I love podcasting, but it's about that time. So we are going to close out our season 4 with the visionary owner of Claversi. Her name is Mel Carr, and you're not going to want to miss it. This is going to be a very inspirational conversation. She's going to share her purpose behind Claversi, behind the Six Figure Chicks. If you don't know what I'm talking about, head over to their Instagram and learn more about them. I met her virtually through another podcast guest. So I'm super excited to sit down and learn from her and continue to inspire women across the globe. So you have been listening to the Infuse You podcast. I hope something said today will help you along your life journey. Until next time, continue to do you, be you, fuse you, and be blessed.
Okay.